me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
Yo.
The diamonds are symbolic of all the pressure they put on me until I shine. My life is symbiotic with the culture, I could never ever lose the vibe. Make sure they rolling one up for me, cause it's been a long ride. We doing this one for Money T, keep his name alive. Hold up. I know how to make an entrance, I'll hop out the truck in the fur with some henchmen. You can skip the introduction, I'm introverted, I don't want your attention. Stand on whatever I say, I'll say it to your face, I don't do it in mentions. I believe God had to put me through hell so that I could learn me a lesson. I was 11, sharing the bed with my dad but didn't have a bedroom. In a recession, 6 of us in a Ford Explorer, didn't have legroom, everything's destined. It was inevitable, I take on his aggression. Mad at the world cause I'm feeling rejected. Guess that I gotta die to be a legend. Holy shit.
Showing naked ass, C-Town, bring them slabs out.
Open the toilet and took a piss. Open my mouth, I'm talking shit. Open accounts cause this money don't fit in the safe. My account can't count the shit. This look counterfeit. If I wear it, it's priceless, can't count the fit. Stack it up tall as a mountain is. I grow money on trees like a botanist.
When you dropping this?
Right now, I just made the hardest shit I ever heard right now. Wait a minute, look where I was and where I'm at right now. In a plane with no passengers in it, over Cleveland about to touchdown. I got the car keys in the car heart. I don't need them, no, I push and the car start. I got the icing like a Pop-Tart, and I stay spitting fire like a Charizard. I used to be broke, couldn't afford a heater way back in the day when I was opened it for Wiz Khalifa. I just got myself out of a misdemeanor. He said that he wasn't there, I told him that I wasn't either. I broke every bone except my middle finger. Only had a heartbreak once, I won't have two. Free young thug, pour 2 liter. Why is everybody singing like the Dua Lipa? La 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 la. Hey, we doing this shit one take. Green light, don't stop, go. I wear chains with my shirt off when I get my dick sucked. And she keep it in her throat like she got the hiccups. I ain't talk about no mouth though if we hit the lick up. I don't sell, I used to snort the shit, open that brick up. I don't give a fuck about who's streaming, pull the list up. I'm a father, look at what I did to raise these kids up. There won't be a day I need a vest under my zip up. Cause every time they try to send a shot, it always missed us. Dude. I hear that shit in real life. I do not fear the afterlife. My cousin tried to suffocate me. He said the voice in his head was Jesus Christ. Healing my bruise with a piece of ice. I held on myself when I needed a family. Instead, I was left on my own device. Swallowed a pill like a piece of rice. I slept in the attic, had demon nights. That's in the house off Lee Road. I saw my friend's eyes change. Now he just a body with no soul. I've been in the game, got a lot of exes. Look like a cheat code. I had a couple rappers leaving out the spot with their teeth broke. You can see the double R's when I creep slow. You can't have my dick if you can't deep throat. Yeah, turn up my voice, make this beat low. I create the wave, but I don't own no beach clothes. Lately I've made a lot of enemies. Lately I've been going through it mentally. So I got a palm and a rock in a pocket in public, protecting my energy. Spiritually, you couldn't measure me. My soul has been here for a century. We came out of high school together and now we tweaking off the methamphetamine. We thought I was like real up the way shit. You see the double X's? We outside, bitch. Throwing L's like real Cleveland shit. You see those double X's? We outside, bitch. Yeah, meet me on floor 13.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Wyatt Live. What's good with you? Who with me? Hey, listen, I know I said this yesterday. I probably said it the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, and a few other days before that. Today is a short show. I promise you, I have no choice. Today is my baby's birthday. My youngest, I should have mentioned this yesterday. We got a busy week this week, so I failed to mention yesterday that it's my baby's 20th birthday. That's my youngest daughter of the two. She's graduating this week. I say it every day. I'm a proud poppy. Let me put the comments up real fast. My apologies, family. Yes, so today is her birthday, and she wants to go boating and do some things and a whole bunch of different stuff. So we're gonna go out eat like a lunch on the water and have a good time. I'm running out of the time that I have with my baby, so I'm gonna take every bit of time to I see Twin come in capping. That's cool. It's all good, Twin. I'm in a great mood today, brother. I got a 20-year-old twin. Well, I've had one a little older than that. I got a 24-year-old and now a 20-year-old, my two daughters. So I'm in a great mood today, but it's going to feel even better when this show is over. And the reason being is because I get a chance to spend it with my family. And, I probably should have called off sick today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes to my daughter. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mama Birds. Thank you to Lamont. What's up? Everybody, thank you. All right. She's waiting on me now. We get a chance to go do some things, Sometimes you do things for your kids, and then when a special day come along, it's like, wait a minute. We just went to the mall over the weekend. You bought some stuff over the weekend. What can I do for you today? You know what I'm saying? And I should have put birthday on that shit. When we were at the mall over the weekend, just the weekend that passed, I should have said, all right, I'm buying you this for your birthday. Let's apply this to your birthday. Thanks, AP. Appreciate it. That's what I should have done. I should have applied what I was doing over the weekend to the birthday. Now my card is all hot. You know what I'm saying? It's burning hot from the weekend. And now we got to go put it in effect all over again today. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's starting to feel like I ain't really do shit for you over the weekend. We had lunch, dinner. We came home with bags. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shh. When I was a kid, my birthday started in January. Now, y'all know my birthday is in December. But my mama put me on the clock in January. If we went to McDonald's or Lord knows we went to Burger King, my mama would drive us through the drive-through or whatever, and she'd be like, now you know this going towards your birthday. My mom is February the 5th. My birthday, December the 6th. Now, everything I do from this point on, we're going to apply it to your birthday. My mama was a jokester. She was my best friend, and I love her to death. I still love my mom to death. Got a Mother's Day coming up, and it's going to be tough because I think this is my second Mother's Day without my mom, and it's just gonna feel kind of different. It's gonna feel, I'm getting better. I'm sure the people who left there need anybody. If someone's left you I don't think, look, let me just say something to you. This is going to be crazy because I never thought about this till just right now. I've had plenty losses in my life. Lord knows I've had way more losses than I've had gains, just like most people. Okay. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've filed bankruptcy several times. I've gone through financial hardships. I've had every dime that I've ever had in my life in my pocket at one time and lost it. I put it somewhere. It's a long story. I put it somewhere, forgot I put it there. So I'm out in the grass. I'm all out in Madisonville looking for my money. I'm thinking everybody stole it from me. I'm thinking, hell, I even stole it from myself. I was that reckless in the mind. I've been that far gone before. And I'm going to tell you something. All the trauma and shit I've ever gone through in life, none of it can compare to the loss of my mom. I've never felt that type of L in my life. I've never felt the L like that. And it's not a good feeling. So for those that still have your mom, if your mom is around, I don't care what y'all going through, what she was as a mother and all this old shit, because you're going to forget about all that when she gone. What she did, what she didn't do for you, all this old stuff. I'm going to tell you something. The things that my mother may have done to me when I was a child or when I was a teenager that I kind of had a problem or issue with seems so minute at this point of my life. You understand? She's gone, and all I can think of, believe it or not, all I can ever think of are the good times. So what doesn't make sense to me for people who have an issue with their mom, and I'm not in everybody's business, I'm just speaking on from my point of view. It doesn't make any sense that when she was around, all I can do is hold her accountable for the shit that we had been through. I want to bring up all the shit you and I went through, all that old bullshit stuff, crap we went through, all what you didn't ever provide me with, all that old shit. But while she's gone, all I can ever think of are the good times. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why am I focusing on all the good times now that she's gone and not being able to say thank you? Thanks for making $1.50 stretch at the drive-thru at Wendy's that day. Thank you for being a beautiful mother. And the guys in the drive-thru was on you so heavy, they filled up a bag full of shit in that drive-thru so we could have a great lunch that day, mama. We had $1.50. And y'all know how it is to go in your ashtray in the drive-thru and you trying to get about 15, 20 more cents to go along with the little pennies that you working with. Mama went in the ashtray, got another something cents out of there. We put that shit together. We was going to get one happy meal. And we walked out with shit that we can heat up later on that night. My mama smiled at them young boys in that drive-thru. They had our order messed up, and we walked out of there with Whoppers for days. I don't know how she did it, but those are the moments I want to think about. And those are the moments that I do think about. I don't bring up bad shit. I don't even think about it anymore. But she's gone. So what I'm asking and what I'm suggesting to those that have this grudge with their mama for whatever reason, you ain't going to feel that way when she gone. The grudges are going to be gone. You ain't going to never be like, she wasn't shit. You ain't going to never say that. You're going to always think of those moments that she got y'all through the hardest times of your life. The hardest times of your life. The information that she was giving you when she was here. Putting your putting your punk ass on punishment when you needed to be on punishment. Because when I think about it, I didn't like my mom putting me on punishment. The worst thing you can do to a kid like me back in our days was, you can't go outside. Don't let me catch you outside. I'm at work. When I come home from work, your ass better be in the house. Punishments were my biggest, I couldn't stand it. But now that I think about it, I can't think of one time my mother ever put me on punishment that I didn't deserve to be on punishment. Some shit that I did. And my mother made me understand self-accountability. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me because you on punishment for some shit you did. I didn't make up what you did. You did it. Now it's time for you to pay the price for what you did, Rand. Right? I didn't start understanding how to get out of some of my punishments early until I walked into the room one day and my mama said something to me. And I said, you right. And she looked up and perked up and she said, what? What'd you say? And I said, you right. And I realized that my mother was big on self-accountability. So when I learned self-accountability tactics, stepping up and saying to my mother, you're right, Mom, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have did it a different way. I probably should have waited. I probably should have did this and that. Probably should have did. My mother taught me self-accountability. So once I start opening up and admitting what I have done wrong, my mother would say, okay, I think you learned your lesson. You understand? I didn't abuse it. My mom was no dummy. She wasn't going to be like, oh, you're going to get in trouble. Now we about to, now we about to do this. You're going to play that game. Nah, it wasn't that. It was real. And most of the time I got in trouble, not for shit that was, my mother she wasn't tripping. My mother would get on me because of what I would do with my friends. If I stay out too late, if I didn't make it home in time, because my mother wasn't really a strict parent. When I was a young man, I didn't even have a curfew. But I, at the same time, had so much sense. I had a lot of common sense. And I was never the type of kid that would be the ringleader and send other people in harm's way. So I had one of two choices, either to be the ringleader and ring everybody in the wrong way, or be led by a ringleader in the wrong way. And those two choices came very simple and easy for me. I was never a follower, so I was never going to let somebody lead me into danger where I had a price to pay for the shit that they thought of. That wasn't going to happen. And then I was a little bit more responsible with my friends. I was kind of the mediator. When we all got into fights and fussles and cussles, it was always me that tried to bring us all back together. Anybody that knows me from back in the day and my younger days as an adult, they'll tell you that I was kind of like the guy that always wanted everybody to, sorry about that. That's my daughter texting me. I was always that guy that wanted to try to keep the peace. I didn't want us back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want us to be at each other's throats. I didn't want that. So I was able to have an understanding with my mother that accountability was a real big thing. And once I learned that, my mother gave me a lot more leeway as an older guy. As I got older, she never really said, okay, be home at 11. She never really had to do that. I was the type of guy that kind of had this type of respect for my mother, knowing I kind of had an idea. I gauged things. I knew what was too late to come in. I knew when it was too late. I kind of had an idea. And she would always know when I was going to be in real late, because I would tell her, like, hey, I'm going to a party in such and such. I'm going such and such. And if it was far away, or if it was, when she would have an idea. But that's the good thing. Y'all got to keep in mind, it's going to sound kind of crazy to some people. Some people may not, because you may have been in the same situation. When I was 15, my mother was 30. So my mother was probably thinking, he ain't that bad. I'm 30, he 15. Like, I know what he like, because I was 15 just a minute ago. See what I'm saying? When I was 16, she was 31. So having a younger parent in my child, now that could be a good thing. And then it could, of course, be a bad thing, because we got some 30-year-old single mothers right now with 15-year-old, 16-year-old kids. And mama is still doing the shit that 15-year-olders, 15, 16-year-olders are out here doing. And I'm like, we got parents so young these days that mamas is getting matching tattoos with their daughters. And I ain't talking about hearts with each other's names on it and shit. I'm talking about gangster shit. I'm talking about shit that mama like, mama, you gonna get the arrow to the ass, up to the chest, just like the dog. Y'all okay with this shit? Mama, daughter, ratchet ass tattoos. I'm like, I don't get it, but it's happening. Back in our day, man, the best you could see a mama ever do with her daughter or match anything was maybe a mama might go off the hook and get the same type of hairstyle. Mama, daughter might walk out with the salt and pepper together. Push it. You know what I mean? That's salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Herbie Love Bug cuts and shit. I don't know. But today you got mamas partying with their daughters in the lives. I'm talking about on video. On the lives and shit. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Matching outfits, club suits is what I call them. Tell you the funniest thing in the world. This is crazy. I don't want to go in too deep. I got a short show today. I only got an hour because my daughter is waiting for me right now so we can celebrate her birthday. We're going to do some things. But I remember back in the day, the funniest shit I ever heard in my life was me and Mr. Jones would go to court, and some of them little girls would walk in court, and they would be pregnant. These were young girls. I mean, fairly young. I don't mean baby, but they would be young women, and they would walk in with bodysuits on, short sets on, with biker pants and a half-cut shirt, and they're pregnant. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Whatever. Did the maternity business go out of business? Like women don't wear maternity clothes anymore. And I'm noticing that same thing today. I see shit on the videos and TikToks and on Love and Hip Hop and all that old shit. Y'all out here wearing the same shit you got pregnant in. I'm just saying, y'all wearing the same outfits you got pregnant in. Why are you pregnant? I'm like, what the hell? Is that not a cool thing anymore? Do mothers not wear maternity clothes? Just curious. Help me out on that. The maternity business is gone out of business. They got to be. If you're a small entrepreneur in the Black community, do not open up a maternity clothing store. Do not do it. Save all your little cartoon prints and all that old shit and save it. Get you some biker outfits. Sorry, I just seen it recently last night on TV, and it just blew me away to see people wearing biker shorts and short sets. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it is what it is. All right. So look, a couple things, man. I just mentioned to you. Short show today. What's up, Black Popeye? Short show today. My baby is 20 years old as of today. Today is April 29th. She was born 20 years ago today. And I'm super proud of her. This is a heavy week for her. She has an exam, a final exam, this Friday, and then she graduates. No, on Thursday. She has a final exam on Thursday. Back in what is it? Okay, let me back up just a little bit. She has a final exam on Thursday in Nashville. Okay, Friday she's going out with her buddies that she'll probably see once a year again. The people she's graduating with, her girlfriends, all in Nashville. Saturday, the wife and I will be there for her graduation that day, Saturday evening. And we're going to head back home right after the graduation. So we got a lot going on this week. And I just want to let the Wyatt Live family know that it's, I've had a heavy week. Like I told you yesterday, been a little stressful because look, if this was a little boy I was graduating, heaven knows I've never had a boy, okay? But if this was a little boy, should it be easy? I'll get him a fade, a pair of jeans, and a shirt, and should it be over with, right? It'll be over, right? Because that's how boys, we're real simple. We're very simple, all right? But girls got to have all this other shit. I done been out all day and got invitations to some stuff and setting up these party rooms and doing a bunch of stuff that young ladies like to do and invite their friends and have all these little things and this and this and this and that. What's up, Lisa? There go my sandbox. Lisa got a little special child right now going in there playing that basketball. I can't wait to see what college she end up going to, Lisa. I've been following. Trust me. I've been right. I love female sports when it basketball. So I always follow. That's my sandbox, y'all. That's like Lisa Rogers and Kathy Rogers. These are my family from back in the day. So when you see certain people, I stop in my breaks. Mama Birch probably whooped her ass a couple times when we was little too. So Laura Holmes is in the building today. Let's just say that. But anyway, Yeah, little girls are a little bit more difficult. And what happens is I found myself having 2 daughters, and so I'm dealing with all that right now. I miss you too, sis. I really do. I really do. Y'all don't know. Those are special people to me. Damn, I wish y'all just be quiet and just listen. Y'all keep putting me in places that I don't like being. All right. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, Lisa. Stop speaking, okay? Because you throw me off. I got the love is just crazy. Y'all don't understand. These are people, who mamas used to whoop us and shit. Like, I mean, this, that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. What's up, Tracy Dillingham? So y'all don't understand. I'm an emotional dude when it comes down to feelings for my people from back in the day. They mean a lot to me because we went through a lot together. We seen a lot together. So it just mean a lot to me, especially when Kathy Rogers come in here. Like, that was the first female friend I've ever had in my life. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about family, friend, fake cousin, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? These are people that are like, they know how dirty we were when we were children. These are sandboxes, real sandboxes. And I got a special love for them. So sorry about that. But anyway, it's something that my kids will never see. My kids got temporary friends and shit. We got friends that will be friends forever, no matter what age we are. Like, I got some buddies from down the way that I probably haven't seen in 30 or 40 years. If they die tomorrow and I find out, I'm going to the funeral and I'm gonna miss them. You see what I'm saying? Where I don't know if these kids are like that today. I'm not gonna go there. It's a whole different conversation. But we were family when we were children. We grew up cousins. We grew up family. It's just a different raise. It's a whole different temperature right now. But that all being said, I've had 2 daughters, and with those daughters come a lot of responsibilities from a daddy. You know what I'm saying? From a parent. So we got all this stuff going on. Like I said, with a son, shit, I'd have got him some pants, a shirt, and a fade haircut, and we've been good to go. So it's gonna be a short week. I will not be here tomorrow because I have to take my daughter to the airport, send her back to Nashville, and her flight is at 12:45, so that won't make the 1 o'clock show. And then Thursday, I should be here Thursday. I can fit it in Thursday. Friday, I will not be here because I'm flying to Nashville. The following week, I'm on the road. I don't know how many shows I'm going to be able to do. When I come back from Nashville, I'll probably be able to go all the way till Thursday. I'm just letting you guys know, and then I'm going to get to the show, okay? Just to let you guys know, because some people on here that come in and out, and I want them to hear the schedule. Next week, the following week, when I come back from Nashville, I will be on the road, but I'll be able to do a show for 4 days, 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted that week. I am going out of country Friday, so it's going to be tough. I won't be able to come here. I won't be able to do this on Friday. All right, let's get to it, man. Y'all heard it. So y'all know the next couple of weeks going to be a little hectic. I'll be here for the rest of the week, except tomorrow, Friday, I won't be here. So we got today and one more day, and today is a short day. Anyway, let's get to it, man. Couple things on the roster. Where do I start? Should I start on TD Jakes retiring, or should I start on the stadium deal upgrades? Somebody, the first one, put it in the comment, let me know, or call me and let me know. Should I start? Because a couple things came up. TD Jakes is retiring from the church. Stadium deal upgrade get done in Cincinnati. Got a little something on my mind about that. And another thing, which is petty, real IDs. I didn't know I had a fake ID, but you have till, I think, next month to get a real ID. And that's the ID that has like the star up at the top. Now my ID has the star at the top. Okay. But I never knew I had a fake ID until the last time. I had to renew my license in December. Okay. I had to renew my license in December, and they asked me if I wanted the real ID or the original ID. I said, wait a minute, hold on. I got a fake ID right now. What's the difference between a real ID and the original ID? Give me the one where if I get pulled over, I'm good. I don't want no questions. I ain't done shit wrong. I'm in the y'all know me. I'm in the damn the license bureau screaming, I ain't did shit wrong. So, I'm like, I never knew you had to have a real ID, but yes, I do know now. Basically, what you need, you have to have a new ID, a real ID. I'm gonna pass this information to the family. You have to have a real ID. That's the ID with the star on it in order to fly. Now, everybody here knows I'm on the road quite a bit. I fly a lot. I actually know a little bit more than what I'm pretending to know about it. I was just trying to be funny with my not funny ass. But truth of the matter is, go out and get your real ID, especially if you travel, because you don't want any hiccups, holdups, or any of that shit. Once they get you, and if they ID you and you have a legitimate ID with the star on it, that's as good as like a passport, so to speak, within the United States of America. You go through a different process of getting that license or that ID when you have the star up. It apply different type of information. And I understand why it's the way it is. I'm okay with the way it is. Just get it done and it won't be any problem. Somebody said they have until May the 7th. Thank you, Crystal. You have until May the 7th. I believe Kentucky is trying to get an extension because only like 30 to 35% of the people in Kentucky have IDs, have the real IDs. All the rest of them got fake IDs. All right, this is crazy. I don't understand why people don't want proper ID. I want proper ID. I had a problem with people getting on the plane and all that old shit. I ain't trying to be that guy, but listen, I don't have a problem when TSA stop me, but damn it, you better stop everybody that you suspicious of, or you better stop everybody that look like whatever you think I'm doing. Like every time I see somebody that looks suspicious to me, I watch them like I'm the TSA myself, because I fly a lot, and it's not a comfortable feeling, y'all, when you in Philadelphia and you land in the Philadelphia airport, and y'all know some of y'all checked in on me, and I appreciate it. I love you to death for reaching out to me saying, Wyatt, you okay? And I'm in a hotel in Philadelphia, damn near shaking in my boots, peeing on myself because it just happened. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I had just got to my hotel and the hotel gets shut down. You got to understand, with terrorism and all the things that's going on in this country right now, or the potential threat that's going on in this country right now, when that plane crashed in Philly 6 months ago, when I was there, they shut down everything. They shut down Uber. They shut down everything. You couldn't go anywhere. I was locked into my downtown Philadelphia hotel, and they said you cannot leave. People were looking at the news in the hotel lobbies, and it was like a plane crash was local, and nobody knew what was going on. You got to understand, since 9/11, every time there's a plane crash, a plane that hits the ground, they definitely lock everything down because they don't know if another one is coming. They don't know who did it. Remember when 9/11 happened, the first plane hit the tower, and like 20 minutes later, while that building was burning, here come another plane that hits the other building. Everybody knew it was some shit going on that time. Like, like we gotta, there's some things going, there's a problem here. This is not accidental. This is on purpose. So they on guard for stuff like that now. So when one plane goes down, they're looking for things. They're calling their landing planes. They're grounding everything at that point. And so, yeah, when I travel now, I'm a little on edge. I pay attention to everything and everybody. I pay attention. I've had a scare. My wife and I were on a plane. We were going to Vegas. It was an Adrian Broner fight when he fought Mikey Garcia. I'm sorry, family, if you heard this before, but I've been on a plane situation where we almost crashed, and we were landing in Vegas. And as we were landing, you know how the landing gear go down, and you so close to the ground that you bracing yourself, because when you hit the ground on the landing, you get to doing this type of, you do a little bit of that. Well, what happened is our landing gear got down. We were so close to the ground. I'm looking outside, and all of a sudden we blast back up. Never felt that. 30 years of flying. Never felt anything like that in my life. And what I was told is we were there was a plane landed on that. We were coming down on top of a plane on the landing bay. It's been tough for me in planes the last few days, last few years, and never been scared of any of it. Never been scared of any of it until I experienced that one situation with my wife and I. And but I'm afraid of heights. So it's a one. I don't know how I fly so much. What up, Rodney King? I don't know how I fly so much, but I've overcome it. I've never been, I don't know what it is about being afraid of heights. Okay, I'm afraid of heights, but when I'm in the airplane, I can look out the window, I could walk to the bathroom, but I can't walk up a pair of see-through steps. Mama Birch, remember the metal steps over at Taft at the field that you took from the football field up to the gym? I get halfway up those and I freeze, literally freeze. Like I can't go up no more. I'm stuck. And Lord knows I couldn't make it up to the top. I would have to close my eyes to get up there and just get in the gym. Remember those see-through steps, the metal ones? I'm like, who the hell thought of making see-through metal steps for this shit? Like I'm a kid, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that way. I'm critically thinking, who the hell makes metal steps that you can see straight down through and see the ground? That shit was scary as hell. That was the beginning of me being afraid of heights. Not to mention, my mother taught me how to be afraid of heights. She was scared of heights, so it taught me. She hold on tight, and I see she's scared. I learned to be scared. My mother taught me how to be afraid of heights. But when I'm on an airplane, I'm cool. I can ride an airplane. My mother said this. She taught me this too. I'm not afraid of height as long as it's a bunch of stuff around me that I can feel and touch, and I'm good then. So she taught me how to be good when it's a lot of stuff around me that I can hold on, touch, and touch, all that old shit. My mother taught me how to be afraid of heights and how to be afraid of heights and what would be okay. And that's why I ended up flying, and I'm cool. No, Andrea said, I thought I was the only one who was afraid to see through those steps. Hell no. Those big metal gray ass steps. No, you gotta grow up down the way to know what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm just saying those steps was horrible. I mean, shit. And it didn't get any better when it was 100 people on them. After a basketball game, I go up, watch Kennard Johnson and them play coming out of that gym. I'd walk my ass all the way around Taft and come out the front door. I'd sneak out because you couldn't really go that way. So I had to go through the little security thing, sneak out, go back there in the dark hallway where ain't nobody supposed to be, and squeeze my ass. You know, they used to put chains on the door at Taft inside. They would chain the door from the inside. I was little Randy. So I was so little, I could open the door and squeeze my little ass between the door that gave you that much of it, with the chain on it. I could squeeze my ass out and shut the door back and then run around the front. It'll let you out right at the front of the school. And as a Charles. And I run around on what you call on John Street. It was crazy. All right, so y'all heard my situation with the real ID. We good on the real ID. Got a little long on the real ID. My apologies. Next thing, I'll do the stadium deal in Cincinnati. I'm with Alicia Reese. I believe now I'm with the Bengals when it come down to them being in Cincinnati. Okay, but I'm with Alicia Reese, who is county commissioner. Okay, her position is we need to get a lease done in the city of Cincinnati. The lease will be over in 2026, I believe. All right, I'm with her. Maybe they do need to restructure the lease. Maybe they need a new deal or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But here's what I've understood this to be. The Bengals want the stadium to be upgraded to par, upgraded to the level of competition in the league. The reason why they do that, it's not necessarily for the Bengals to make more money. It's for recruiting, free agents. And, you want to be able to upgrade your facilities so that free agents will want to come in town. Makes sense to me. I feel like an upgrade is warranted. It's cool to do an upgrade of your stadium. I don't have a problem with that. But now listen to this. I've been thinking about this strategically. And I said to myself, well, damn, one of the stipulations of this new deal. If you don't mind, can I back up 1 second? I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I don't want to talk about the new deal that they're trying to do. I want to talk a little bit about the deal that they have done, that they agreed on, they voted on today, and they approved. I'd like to know if Alicia Reese voted yay on that. I'm just asking. I would love to ask her if she voted yay on it, because she had a very valid point about something. She said, how are we going to upgrade a stadium. And how are we going to do all these upgrades and spend 60 or 70 million dollars of taxpayer dollars? But we don't even know if y'all going to be here past 2026 because we don't really have a deal. We don't have a lease deal. If you're a building owner, if you own a 4-unit apartment building and you have 4 tenants, are you going to do some things for your tenant outside of your normal maintenance to keep them? I guess you could keep them happy. But if they say, hey, paint these rooms orange, I want this one orange, that one black, that one gray, all these upgrades to your unit, to your building, but yet you don't have a new lease. Your lease is up in a month. Don't you think I would want to pull out a new 1-year lease or a 2-year lease and say, hey, I'll do those things for you. But here's what I need. I need a little bit more commitment from you because, look, you've been here for 5 years. You've been here 5 years. It's been real. It's been good. I'm willing to paint what you need painted the way you like it, the upgrades that you may need, put in new microwaves and all that old stuff. But now let me just say this to you. If I'm going to do all of that, I got to base that on you going to still be here. Okay, I got to look at it and say, hey, why don't we sign a why don't we sign a new deal? 24 months or 12 months, whatever the deal may be. It'll give me more security as the owner of the property. Hey, you're going to be here and I can at least, we'll come to terms and it's cool. I'm not going to go in and do the painting and do the things that they need done without a new lease. I'm not going to do that. That just wouldn't make any sense to me. Not even on good faith. Even though they've been there 5 years, I still got to have some leverage and say, of course, I'll spend that $60 million. We'll upgrade the stadium. However, let's have a situational. Let's do something that says you're gonna get the Lions portion of the deal, especially when we give you upgrade commitment. It only makes sense. I'm just curious, how did that upgrade agreement get done, but your lease is not done? I'm from a business perspective, it makes no sense. And I'm not ragging on anybody. I think anybody with any common sense or any business sense could tell you it's working backwards. I just don't understand it. But now let's understand this. In that agreement that Hamilton County has with the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Bengals, if they don't sign a new lease with Hamilton County, I believe Hamilton County has an option to take over the team, to buy the team. Now, the Bengals could say some astronomical number, some bullshit like $5 billion, but that don't float. Because in a situation like that, especially overseen by a court mediator and things of that nature, I don't think the Bengals can get past market value. Now, market value of the Cincinnati Bengals is probably $1 billion, maybe $1.5 billion. But I look at it like this. What other entity do you have in the city of Cincinnati that's profitable and makes the money that the stadium and the Bengals make? What do you have in the city of Cincinnati that profits the strength and does the profit numbers that the Cincinnati Bengals does? It employs your citizens. Now you control the stadium. You control the owning, the naming rights. You control all the things that the Bengals are making money off of. And the city of Cincinnati now owns the county now owns the team. They can hire who they want to run the team. They can pretty much do what they want to do. All the things that they're saying that the Bengals are taking advantage of, it now becomes your property. And it works out pretty damn well for Green Bay Packer fans, the city of Green Bay. That's one of the largest investments that they have that has the largest tax return and profitability in the whole city of Green Bay. Of course, the city of Green Bay. But it's owned and operated by the citizens, by their county in Green Bay. So if the Bengals, they can't leave, they can't just pack up and leave. They would have, in that situation, they say, if you leave and don't do a new deal with the county, you have to give them an opportunity to purchase the franchise. Now, I don't know the intricacies of that that addendum of the contract. I don't know if they have so much time to make it happen. I don't know if they're allowed to charge 10 to 20% over fair market value. I don't know. I don't know what all that is. I really don't know. I'd love to see it to really make my point a little stronger. But knowing what I know and what I've heard from county commissioner, it sounds like what I'm assuming it is, and that is they can't go anywhere without Hamilton County having the opportunity to buy them. That's what I would do. I would play that leverage. I would say, well, we can come to agreement on the stadium, and so we'll just buy the Bengals. We'll buy them. I don't know anything in the city that's owned by the county. I don't know anything in the county that's owned by the county that would bring in the money and have the latitude. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know those team owners make close to $200 million a year just in revenue sharing from the NFL? Who's making money like that in the city of Cincinnati that's owned by the county? Name it. You don't own the waterway. You don't own the water in your county. You don't own the electricity. You don't own anything that's a necessity. You don't own the food. You don't own the gardens. You don't own anything that profits like that. So that would be my strategy. But I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude on a podcast talking. So I don't know. That would be my strategy. So, and then look at the fact that you now have control of the stadium that you built. And look at all the things that you can do with that same stadium. You bring in the jazz festival and the Keith Urban, a country music, or, you bring these little things in occasionally. Not only do you buy the team, you now upgrade to a dome. So now you can compete for NCAA. You got two major colleges in your city, being University of Cincinnati and Xavier. These are two highly respected teams, maybe not now, but the potential to be highly respected teams in the NCAA when it comes to tournament and conference play. You could make a boatload of money, and TV revenue and all that could come from the city. I just don't know what's up. I don't know. Maybe the new sports thing that they creating for the city or the county, I don't know if it's the city or the county. Maybe these people will think the way I'm thinking right now. Maybe that's why they're starting to put a committee together that'll concentrate on these avenues, because there's a lot of money in sports. It's not just entertainment. It is a business. It's a full-time, full-fledged business. What is that you said, Fame? He said, damn shame, Wyatt, I ain't in Cincinnati. He could about this monsoon currently kicking out ass. What? I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Fame. I wish you could call. I don't know what you're saying. Is it raining heavy in Cincinnati? Okay. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. I got a caller holding. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Hello, caller.
I'm sorry, sir. I had you on mute. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. CK, what's good with you, bro?
Oh man, a wonderful, wonderful day. It was windy, and I heard you on your podcast talking about the Bengals.
Okay.
Man, hey, you like that first round pick, the green uniform, dude? You talking about the green monster?
Yeah. The brother looked like he was ready to go right then and there. Stewart is his last name.
Exactly. His name Evan Stewart?
Yeah.
Man, that's a good pick. That name?
Well,
you said the name and I recognized it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't think it's a good pick because they said that he only had 4 sacks in 4 years playing college.
It's a tremendous pick, Wyatt.
Okay.
Tremendous. Like you said, you seen the fire, you seen the uniform he had on.
He had an outfit.
Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think you were wrong on your viewpoint on Shadur Sanders.
Okay,
fifth round drop.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yes, I think, sir, we have a top 5 guy. And then for you to let the top 5 drop to the 5th pick is absolutely ridiculous.
Who had
you know
the
what I mean? But you did make great points when you did say his father. Okay, this is what I got to put this in your brain system, sir.
Okay, let's try.
His father being so experienced, being the champion that he is, gold medalist, NFL great.
Gold medalist? I didn't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They giving out gold medals in the NFL now?
Wait, you know what I mean. I'm just saying, if it was one, he would have it, right?
You mean gold jacket?
That's even more of an accolade.
There you go. He is a Hall of Fame gold jacket holder. I got you. See, I was just messing with you.
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
And this guy, he knows the rules better than anyone, sir.
Okay.
He knows the rules better than anyone. Gangsters move in silence. The NFL stands for, as Wyatt stated, not for long. You must move in silence at all times, sir. You're a gangster. You're the number 1 gangster. Stop running your freaking lips, Dion. Big mistake, Wyatt. And you called him out on that. I did you give you credit like that. But I still want to win, sir. I still must fund my business. So I'm not going to F myself for personal vendettas. That's the mistake I think the NFL makes.
Okay. So you think this was a personal attack on this young man?
Oh, egregious.
Really?
Racist. Egregious and IR. It was egregious and racist.
Well, then why did he get picked?
Thank God they picked him.
No. If they were really trying to do him bad, they could have let him go play in the XFL or play in the new USFL league, or not chose him and maybe he would have got done like his brother got done and got a camp signing where he could go out and try out for a team. All the guys, there's a lot of guys, even from Cincinnati. Shout out to all the players from Winton Woods and some of the other local schools in Cincinnati up there. Y'all got a lot of players that signed contracts that y'all ain't even talking about. That kid out of Winton Woods.
Sir, let me tell you.
Y'all ain't even talking about y'all Cincinnati dudes. See, that's what happened. You're not even congratulating y'all local people for going and getting these. Even from Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati had a guy or two get signed. One of the kids from Cincinnati. And y'all ain't even talking about them dudes. Y'all got y'all mixed up in all this old shit about Shador Sanders, and you ain't even congratulating your local people. But go ahead.
We did. I'm the first thing I congratulated with the Green Giant. I said it's the best pick. I didn't go against.
He ain't
local. It's the best pick.
He's not local. I'm talking about some of your young guys that came out of Winton Woods that went
off. So who's going to help us win a Super Bowl? That's all that matters, Wyatt. Don't make me get real on you. It's all about Super Bowls. It's all about championships. It's all about rings. If you ain't talking Super Bowls, you ain't speaking my language.
Well, we ain't. Look, bro. I guess we talking about two different things right now. My apology.
Listen,
I'm gonna try to keep up with your crazy ass. But okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's right. John Love. You got Khalid Johnson, running back out of Hamilton High School. He signs with a team. Nobody mentions him. Y'all all up Shador Sanders' ass. Everybody want to say that he got done bad wrong. Ain't nobody said 22 new millionaires just signed in the first round. And it's disgusting that you got black people sitting here talking about how they did him racist. They use racism to do Shador Sanders wrong, as if none of these other guys are flamboyant. None of these other guys are up there with big chains on and gold teeth and plates in their mouth. And they showing the culture. They doing what they doing. They flamboyant. They outspoken. And y'all gonna say the reason why Shador Sanders fell in the draft is because he can't be controlled, as if all these other brothers in the league are in the first round could be controlled. Y'all need to watch what you say when you say shit like that, man. It's very insulting to the brothers that put the work in and who are still flamboyant and confident in themselves. Stop.
Wyatt, before you went on your soliloquy, you didn't let me finish.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking. But you did say he got done wrong and that he was racist.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you that was it racist that the other 22 brothers that got drafted in the first round, was that racism? You don't think they confident?
Let me address Shador individually, right, sir? Just because you got 500 million, you don't flush the $5 cup down the toilet. You still keep it. Yes, he is so talented that you didn't want to pick him up, but you had to. like Ray Lewis, like Michael Vick.
No.
These people, listen, when it comes to Ray Lewis, Michael Vick, Shedeur Sanders, they're so good you can't throw them away.
CK, I got to ask you a question about that. I got to ask you a question. Do more first and second round quarterbacks make it in the NFL, or do more late round NFL quarterbacks make it in the league?
That's a great question. I don't know, Tim.
I know you don't know. I do. More late round quarterbacks make it in the league.
Yeah, burning that fire. They burning that fire. That fire burning.
It could be whatever. It could be whatever reason. But most of the best quarterbacks that come out and be successful are late round picks.
But remember, Wyatt, I've been with this before he was born. I'm the one that said Deion deserved the Falcons job back in 2010. I was the only one screaming at Wyatt to the top of my lungs. And everybody, including my own people, African Americans, told me, no, CK, he needs to get experience. Let him go be a coach down there. They never wanted him to win. I always knew he was built for this. Look, so it goes deeper than Shedeur. It's about his father. It always did.
Exactly. So keep it about that. Keep it about that. Let it be what it is. Let it be what it is. If you look at the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, the history of the NFL, a lot of them are mid-round picks, and they we've had some in Cincinnati. The only Cincinnati quarterback that's been successful here lately and has been a first-round pick has been Joe Burrow. Okay, all the rest of them, Carson Palmer was picked, and he didn't win nothing.
He's a phenom. Carson Palmer, a West Coast phenom. He came to a
He didn't do nothing at the Bengals.
He came to a cold winter team, sir. So what? He deserves to be out there with the Arizona Cardinals, sir.
I'm talking
His
about
wife never liked it here. His wife didn't like it. He didn't like the snow.
I'm talking about when he was a Bengal. I don't care if he liked the snow or not.
He didn't like the snow. His wife she has to be happy. Happy wife, happy life. You heard that before?
Ben Thomas said this: Burrow, Jackson, Mahomes, Allen, all first-round picks. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the history of the NFL. I'm not talking about right now,
Warren Moon, Doug Williams.
Okay, what round was the quarterback that's better than all of them?
Tom Brady.
Thank you. What round was he picked in?
He was picked in the 6th round, Mr. Wyatt.
All right, there you go. And there's a lot of guys that were picked in late rounds. Yeah, you might have a point now in 2020, like 22, 23 maybe.
How about Andy Dalton? What round was Andy Dalton
I don't know. He wasn't good, so it don't matter.
You're not giving these. Listen, sir.
What did Andy Dalton win?
These guys are good.
What did Andy Dalton win? Look, bro, let's pass over the guys. He said one example. Yes, but how long have those guys been in the league? How many Super Bowls do these guys have? Mahomes have more Super Bowls than all of them, Ben. Mahomes can't
Wyatt, he's forgetting about people like Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, Doug Williams. They were not first-round picks, like you said. That goes to your argument. A lot of legends are not first-round picks. You're right.
I know.
You're right.
That's okay. And the ones that he named.
But you know I'm going to give you your credit. I'm not a guy going to fight the fight.
I know, bro. I feel you. How many of the guys you just named, Ben, are Super Bowl quarterbacks, Super Bowl ring winning quarterbacks? Burrow don't have a ring. Jackson don't have a ring. Allen don't have a ring. Mahomes is the only one out of the ones that you're talking about that's a winner.
Hey, hold on. You need to stay right there when you said Joe Burrow. Listen, Mr. Wyatt, you only have one opportunity to get a ring. You must seize the opportunity. If you fail, you may never get back that again. Via Dan Marino. Via Dan Marino.
Okay.
Did you just hear what I just said?
I heard what you said. All I'm going to say is this. I have all the confidence in the world in Shedeur Sanders, and I want to end this football talk right now. I'll do a football show. I have all the
one opportunity, Wyatt.
Let me say this, and I'll just say, and Dalton wasn't nothing. If Dalton, I'm gonna say this. Dalton you could call him a cat. He had 9 lives in the NFL because he's a game manager. God. He's a game manager. He's able to go out. He's like Joe Flacco. They ain't gonna win you a game. They just ain't gonna lose you the game.
For you to say that about Andy is appalling. This guy has been fighting his ass off. He brings his lunchbox to work every day. He's on time. And for you to say he's not good, is appalling.
I didn't say he wasn't.
He is good. He's just
No.
not a Hall of Famer. He's
No.
not a great.
Andy Dalton was a game manager, brother. He's not a winner. You can't put the game on his back. How many playoff wins does Andy Dalton have with the Bengals? All right, get back to me when you start looking up your stats to back up what you're talking about.
Listen, sir, I respect your platform. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for letting me express my opinion. I'm gonna listen to you, brother. You know, I like your platform.
Don't shut down now, CK. Don't shut down now, man. You can't don't do that. Just
No, I told you, Andy. I proved my point. Deion Sanders was denied greatness because of his race. Deion Sanders. So now this is part 2 with his son.
You said Deion Sanders was denied his opportunity.
He was denied greatness with the Atlanta Falcons, sir.
What?
He should have been the next coach after Dan Reeves retired, and you know this, Mr. Randall.
Wait, so now Deion he should have been the coach with no coaching experience at it.
Exactly, just like the Colts. Just like the Colts did. He didn't have no experience, and they gave it to him.
But you do know this. You do know this. I will give you that. You're right. But you know that dude had a personal relationship with the owner. They used to drink and do all that crazy shit together.
And so
that's different.
Deion. My bad. That's the same thing.
Deion don't do that.
Personal relationship.
Deion don't do that.
Deion
don't live that type of reckless life. He don't do drugs and drink and all that stuff. He don't do that. So now.
Yes. Don't deny, but as a black man, you got to stop denying other black men opportunity. Whenever
nobody's denying, you saying Deion Sanders was cheated in opportunity. Bruh, Deion Sanders is one of the top 5 players and money earners in the NFL. What are you talking about?
And that's the reason why he should have been handed the Falcons job. They should have handed him the keys to the ignition.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you heard Deion Sanders applied for a coaching job in the NFL?
That's my point, sir.
You're not making a point. You just said he should be a coach, but he ain't never applied to be a coach.
No, he did.
When?
It was him asking for the keys. They denied him. So with his bitterness, he did what.
When? When did he ask?
2010,
okay,
2012.
First of all, let me say this. What year did you say?
2010, 2012.
Okay, do you know who the owner of the Atlanta Falcons were in that year?
It's Arthur Blank, right?
Okay, what does he look like? Who is Arthur Blank?
A monster. Italian mafia.
Okay, all right.
Home Depot owner. But I'm just trying to tell you.
No, he's not Home Depot. He's not Home Depot. You got the wrong name on that.
Heinz ketchup. What do you do? The Heinz 57 sauce?
Go look it up. You go look it up. You got to know what you're talking about. When you say those things, you got to be able to know, look, you got to be able to put your facts together.
But I'm saying my facts was right. I say, listen, I'm one man. I'm one man that was right back then, right? So he would improve me, right, by doing what he's doing in collegiate. This man has turned all kind of colleges around to dynasties. And now the NFL is brought upon his beckoning.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you something right now that you might be missing. I think Black Popeye just said something that I agree with. He said he don't want to because he don't want to be something. I think what he's trying to say is Deion don't want to coach grown rich men. I agree with that. I don't think Deion Sanders really want to be a coach in the NFL because I think he could have been a coach in the NFL, but he's never applied to be a coach in the NFL.
Yeah, see, listen, that's because he is such a okay, this is what I got. Let me picture it to Tom Brady, right? You tell me if he retired and asked the owner of the Patriots, can I coach the team next year? You don't think he would have handed them keys?
I don't know.
Hit him in the head with the keys?
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't
we
know.
got LeBron James playing for the Lakers, his son. What are you talking about? Why you're losing this debate badly? What LeBron James' son is playing for the Lakers.
Are you now talking about the NBA? Okay,
you
bro.
just know,
I'm short on time today.
If Tom Brady wanted to coach the Patriots, he would have got the coaching job because of his skill.
How do you know that?
If he want to do the same thing because he's black, he can't do it.
How do you know that? You're going to build an argument on an assumption. That makes no sense, bro.
Ask the chat. We'll let the chat. We
I don't
gonna
care.
listen to the chat, bro.
I don't care nothing about the chat. Don't know either.
You should care about the chat. It's your chat. You own the platform.
But that
Why
don't
would you
mean
care
they
about your own
right
chat?
because they type some shit, CK. What you talking about? What
That's
you talking
true.
about?
That's true. That's true, brother. But I just want to get their opinion. Can we just, do y'all think if Tom Brady, listen, just ask the chat, if Tom Brady wanted to be the coach after he retired of the Patriots, would he got the opportunity like Deion wanted from the Falcons?
How do
Please,
you know
please.
Deion wanted that opportunity, bro? How do you know he went into the coaches?
You don't remember? He
No.
was asking for it.
I don't remember him. I don't remember Deion
fan.
Sanders talking about that he was trying to be the coach of the Atlanta. No, bro. Let me tell you something, bro.
Listen, hold on.
Let me tell you something. It took everything in the world for Deion Sanders to go coach. The only reason why he went into coaching at the college level is because he was bringing his Louis luggage with him. He was more interested. He's been coaching those kids since Pee Wee football. He's been coaching his sons, Travis Hunter, and all those guys since like the 4th and 5th grade, bro. He didn't want to be a coach
when he wanted to coach the Falcons because he didn't get that job.
About, you don't know what you're talking about, CK. I promise you.
Hold on. Listen, brother. I'm a Falcons Bengal. You know why? Because I'm born here, raised there. But look, so I'm a better Deion fan than you. I know what he was going through. I know what he said publicly. He said, "I want to be the coach of the Falcons."
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother.
Okay.
You know, we don't lie to each other.
Well, no,
I'm just saying, as a fan, I'm a bigger Deion fan than you because I'm a Falcons fan.
Well, you know what?
You're a Bengal.
I heard Chad Johnson say he was wanting to be like a receiver coach for the organization, but he never applied to be a receiver coach for the Bengals because he can go out there. Him and TJ Houshmandzadeh go out there and they help the Bengals receivers, but they're not coaches. They're not trying to get on the coaching staff. And just because they say something like, "Hey, man, I wouldn't mind helping out. I wouldn't mind being a coach over with the Bengals," but that don't mean they applying for a job. That means
got to understand, sir, when we have these debates, there is now, if you believe in what you're saying and I believe in what I'm saying, there is no winner. The only people we can give us a winner is the chat, the Wyatt Live.
CK, damn. I didn't cut you on purpose. It was another call coming, bro. Damn, CK. If you want to try to finish that dumbass point you was making, I'm just playing. If you want to finish that point you were making, call back. Because I had never heard anybody say, because you don't believe my point and I don't believe your point. I don't know what he said. It'll come back. My apologies, CK. I didn't mean to hang up. I hung up on CK by accident because another call was coming in. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to send it over to the voicemail because I could keep hearing that beeping. So feel free to call back, bro. My apologies. I didn't mean to hang up on you. I hope he's watching because, he might be thinking I tried to hang up on him for some crazy reason. I don't know why. Okay, I'm running short on time, guys. I didn't really want to talk about the Bengals. I didn't want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. I didn't want to get back into that. I gave my point, how I felt, what I thought happened. I left it out there. Cool. There's some people that actually made some points on social media that said it's a possibility. This was before the draft even happened. There were people that saying Shedeur could fall all the way down to the 5th round. I'm talking people that really do analyzing. You got to understand, all 32 teams didn't need a quarterback. What would y'all have said if Shedeur would have been drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 1st round? At pick number 17 in the 1st round, do you think it would have been wise for the Cincinnati Bengals to get Shedeur Sanders? Everybody that's a Bengal fan would have been like, yeah, hell yeah. Not real people that understand the game, but maybe like fanboys. Hell yeah, who they? It would have been dumb as hell. You got a $200 million quarterback in Joe Burrow, okay? You got a $200 million quarterback in Joe Burrow. And now you got this could-be elite quarterback sitting on the bench, and you got to pay him a rookie 1st-round pick money. For what? Why would you do that? Now, it's not only the Bengals that were in that situation. You only needed 3 quarterbacks, maybe 4 in the 1st round. I mean, teams that actually needed a quarterback. Do you really think Tomlinson and the Pittsburgh Steelers stood up and let the NFL dictate to them, don't take Shedeur Sanders at pick. Well, what did they have? 26, 27? It might even been sooner than that. He was on the board. Somebody name me the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. You don't have Aaron Rodgers signed. You got Russell Wilson, who probably, I think they let him go contractually. He's not going to be there. And then you got the one kid that's been there forever and a day that they didn't gave 3 or 4 shots to, and they keep bringing in free agent quarterbacks. So stop it. If anybody should have took Shedeur Sanders in the first round, it should have been Pittsburgh. I just feel sorry for him because he went to Cleveland. Cleveland Browns can be mad at me all you want to. Quarterbacks don't work out in Cleveland. Now that's a fact. That's a 25-year run. They didn't have more quarterbacks than everybody. I said that yesterday, so I'm going to let it go. Let me go to the phone line real fast because we're about to get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
This Ron, man.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Let me make sure I got. Let me see if my phone working right. Shit. Let me see. Hello.
You know I be commenting.
Hello.
Shit. You know I'm here.
Hello. Ron, what's happening,
here,
brother? What's good, man?
I'm good, but I'm gonna have to check you on that Shedeur Sanders situation.
What?
You right. Pittsburgh did need a quarterback, and it wasn't no reason why they didn't draft him in that round. The only reason they didn't, because those owners colluded. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. You always talk about fathers. Always talk about fathers.
Yes.
You've been a good one, and you always say we need a good father.
Yes.
Everybody know that black folk succeed when they got a good father.
That's not true, but you have a better shot at succeeding, but that's not true what you just said.
They primarily
You're going to have to come out the gate and check me a little bit better than that. Wait a minute, hold on. If you calling me to check me, Ron, you're going to have to come out with a little bit more powerful check than that.
No, hey, come get
no, you got to come a little bit more solid than that.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you like I said, you always talk about fathers.
Yes.
And I know that they necessary.
Yes.
I'm a good father. I know they necessary. I done had a lot of a good father. I know. I done seen good fathers. I see you talk about your daughters all the time. Good father. Good father. When you got a good father around, generally things work out for you. Now, everybody know, Deion had a chip on his shoulder with the NFL, and he know that the NFL, they ain't for a black player.
Wait a minute.
He had to give Shedeur and his other son guidance with going through college and the NFL with their situations.
Okay.
Now, everybody don't like his guidance. Everybody don't like the fact of what he's saying. But the primary people that don't like it is black or white folk. White folk don't like the way he's educating and rearing his sons.
So let me get this straight.
Do that.
Let me get this straight.
But,
wait a minute, hold on, because I'm gonna get caught up to the point that you're trying to make right now. You're basically saying that Deion Sanders had a grievance with the NFL. When was this?
No. See,
you said it. You said he had a problem with the NFL. You said he had a problem with the NFL. When did Deion Sanders have a grievance with the NFL?
He has a grievance with the NFL because he know how the NFL move. You ain't heard him say that?
He
You ain't heard him say
know how
those.
teams.
You ain't heard.
Whoa. Are we gonna say the
Although
NFL? Are we gonna say the
think-
NFL run? Or are we gonna say teams, organizations?
No, well, the NFL is this teams.
No, the organization. The organization.
Wait. No. We don't want to break that down to semantics because I don't think he ever played for. I don't think he ever played for Cleveland, but he didn't want son to go to Cleveland, right?
And that's the NFL.
Right?
If he has a grievance and he don't like how the NFL run things, why go to the NFL? There's other options. There's other options.
No. See. Like, okay, I'll break
because he has a problem with certain.
Whoa,
wait a minute. What you saying don't make no sense, Ron. Because he didn't say. Wait a minute, Ron. He didn't. Ron. He didn't say he didn't want his son to play in the NFL.
And I didn't say he said that.
But you said he know how the NFL is. But what he was very adamant about was certain teams in the NFL.
Okay, now, because he know how the NFL moves. Now we can go on with we can get on from that because the one thing about it is they wanted and CK was straight correct when he said their dream because it's Deion's dream for his sons to play in the NFL, and you can't say nothing about that shit. You know, that's he wanted his sons to play in the NFL.
What that got to do with anything?
He wanted his sons to not play for certain teams.
What's your point?
And they did that good old fashioned buck breaking. They said that they colluded to do this shit. And okay, let me just finish that shit. They colluded to do that shit.
And they colluded to make him a fifth-round pick.
Hold on.
They colluded.
Let me finish my point.
They colluded to make him a fifth-round pick.
Let me finish my point.
Bro, you can't. I see the point.
Let me finish my point. See, they had to collude with that shit because ain't no coach don't let Shedeur Sanders get away in the third round. Ain't no coach gonna do that shit.
Who needed a quarterback in the third round, Ron? Tell me right now.
No owner
Ron,
don't do that shit.
I'm asking you a question. You're a football guy, right?
Hold on, let me finish my point. They know they can trade him for another player at least in the third round.
Let me ask you a question. Why would you even look at that?
Point, though.
No, wait a minute.
Let me finish my point.
Bro, you keep trying to make a point and switch your point.
Let me finish my point.
Oh my God.
And you can ask me anything you want. Let me finish my point.
Just tell me when you done.
Ain't no owner gonna let him get away because they know they can trade him for any other player in the NFL.
So you can trade a player that you never
experienced player. But now,
so you're gonna trade a player that nobody draft.
He go to the fourth round, ain't nobody picking. He go all the way to the fifth round, and to the fifth round for the Browns to pick him. And
the Browns had an opportunity to pick him.
They knew.
You confusing yourself.
Bug breaking.
You confusing yourself.
They knew he was going to be agreeable to any team that signs him at that point if he dropped down to the fifth round. See, they tried to destroy their dream. They tried to let them know that them white folks, they in control of their dream. They wanted to let them know that who was in control. And see you and motherfuckers was singing all that old bullshit, but they knew, and you know, because it don't make no sense.
You saying
and
that
everybody try.
Yes, it does. It make a lot more sense. It make a lot more sense. Ron, let me ask you a question, Ron.
Are you especially black folks?
Ron, are you finished telling me what I know?
It's okay. It's okay. Shedeur had problems. this, that, and the other. And everybody know racism when they fucking see it.
Ron,
But
let me ask you a question.
Ignore it. We ignore it. We ignore it.
Ron, let me ask you a question. You ready? You ready to take some questions?
Yeah.
You sure?
Can
you make your answer shorter than your point that you were trying to make? Can you do that for us?
I just wanted to finish my point. I got it. Go ahead.
Okay. How do you convince people that the Browns passed up on him in the first round and they colluded to get him in the 5th round? And you feel good with him going to Cleveland? You okay with that? Does it feel good that he's a Cleveland Brown to you?
No.
What's the success rate of quarterbacks?
I know he didn't want to get there.
Okay.
I know he didn't want to go.
Okay.
But that was that.
Okay, Ron,
I don't feel good.
You answered.
Wait, go.
You answered. You said you were gonna keep them short. I gave you all the time you needed to make your
four
different points.
I cut it off.
Ron, let me ask you something. What other father, mother, auntie, grandmama, mama-in-law got on the phone with the coaches after their son was drafted? How many of them got on the phone with the owner? With the coach and the GM and talked to him?
Give a shit about that.
Wait, you don't understand where I'm going with it.
That is a non-fucking factor.
No, it's not, Ron. Ron, let me ask you something. Ron, let me ask you a question. How many?
Daddy,
wait a minute.
Good daddy.
Okay, you can say that.
Daddy.
I don't know too many fathers that go talk the way Deion. Listen, bro, do you know me when it comes down to Deion Sanders? Who was defending Deion Sanders the whole time we've been on Wyatt Live? I've been a defender of Deion Sanders all this time.
That don't make no fucking difference.
Wait a minute, what?
That don't make no difference.
So I didn't have Deion's back when
we watched good old fashioned buck breaking and niggas sitting here patting themselves on the back saying, oh, it's okay, it's no problem with what was done in the NFL. We gonna act like we gonna fuck. We know racism when they see it. We know racism when we see it. We know racism when we see it. That was a blatant act. And these niggas sitting here walking around talking like you talking. Get the fuck out of here. Not personally
well, Ron,
to you.
You know you ain't got to listen to none of them. You ain't got to listen.
Out of here with that bullshit.
You ain't got to listen to none of them. Why it make you so mad what somebody say?
Man, listen. What really got me so fucking heated? You know, and you a Trumpster too. You know,
what?
Wait a minute. Then
That's where we at with it now. Okay, now I'm starting to get it.
Me and you Trumpsters. Trump was racist and all that other shit. But ain't nobody sit there and say the NFL colluded and they
oh my God. So let's just say this. Let's just say this because you're getting off track. Let's just say this. Let's just say this. You didn't agree.
Out of here with that shit.
Wait a minute, hold on. You didn't agree with my breakdown of what happened to Shedeur Sanders yesterday because of the things that is. Wait a minute. Let me finish. You didn't agree to my breakdown of what I said what happened to Shedeur Sanders because of what his daddy has been doing to him for the last 5 years in public eye. You didn't agree with Deion Sanders overstepping his bounds when it come down. When was the last time you went to one of your...
How the fuck did he overstep his bounds?
Bruh, you can't talk about...
How the fuck he overstep his bounds?
All right, Ron, how old is your oldest child, if I may ask?
34.
Okay. When your kid went to their first job interview, were you part of that situation?
No, nigga, it's
why I got
totally
to be all
different.
that? Why I got to be all that?
Totally different. That's something totally different, and that's not even in the ballpark of getting drafted, getting your son in the NFL, walking him through, like you said, prep school, high school, and college. That's something totally different when you're dealing with them NFL motherfuckers. See, they got drafted. My son wasn't drafted.
Ron, he was
My
saying
son
things.
was bad. Every last one of my sons had to beg white folk for jobs.
Well, that's.
No,
I
they
mean,
wasn't drafted.
don't get me.
They wasn't drafted.
Okay,
It was
Ron,
a drafting situation.
You got to be careful what you say
there.
sometimes. You got to be careful what you say because
I
could definitely hit below the belt sometimes when you make comments like that. So I'm gonna choose my words wisely.
Comments like what? I ain't saying nothing bad about you.
Well, you kind of did, but it's all gravy. You know, I'm
wait, no. I don't want to make that mistake again. Well, no. What
it's all good, bro. You making your point.
What I say, I don't want to make that mistake again.
I got you. But what I'm saying to you is, I
called you a Trumpster.
A little bit of that, a little bit of other things. I'm just
no, nigga, you knew what I meant.
Okay. All I'm saying to you is,
y'all be playing that semantic game because you can't get over that, get that shit over on top of me, and that's unfortunate.
None of us ever can.
Do that.
You say that about you. Say that about
you. And the man, you do that.
You say that. What Emmanuel got to do with this? What do you? Why you keep bringing different things to your argument,
ahead, man?
All I'm saying to you is, I'm gonna be honest and tell you, and I'm gonna stick to my circle on this. There's organizations that know when they draft Shedeur Sanders, they're drafting Deion Sanders as well. Deion Sanders is going to be all up in them coaches. He's going to be all up in the GM. He's going to be all up into what they got going on. And if things don't work out right, if Shedeur Sanders is not able, look, let's just say this. Let's say like he did.
Wow.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's say that he get drafted by the Cleveland Browns. You know he got to make this team first, okay? There are 5 quarterbacks on this team. He has to make the team. Now, let's say, for instance, he makes the team and he's the 3rd string quarterback or 2nd string quarterback, and Cleveland is not playing well. You don't think the cameras and the media and all that is going over to Deion and talk to him, and Deion going to analyze and break down what the Browns supposed to be doing? What GM and what owner is going to be wanting to be put on Front Street? Because Deion Sanders, who is way more prominent than a lot of people away from the game, he's very boisterous. He's outspoken. He says what's on his mind. Teams don't want to deal with that. Now, I'm not suggesting it's right or wrong. I just understand that. I'm sorry?
Yeah. You said you can't deal with hypotheticals when you was talking to CK, and there ain't shit done that's been done yet. And that shit don't even make no sense.
Well, wait a minute.
I think he would say,
wait a minute.
I got my own football team to worry about. You know, he's still coaching, right?
Deion Sanders, we already know because it's been proven that he talks bad about organizations. The team that hold up. The team that drafted his son is a team that Deion Sanders said, I would never let my son go to that team. It's a bad organization.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is his son at?
In Cleveland.
Okay. So make it make sense.
In Cleveland.
Make it make sense. How could Deion Sanders back?
Okay, I told you. Man, here. I'm going to tell you how it makes sense. Everybody passed up on him in the 1st round. The owner said, don't do that. We're going to make him.
You don't know that?
No, because he went to Cleveland. And because everybody passed up on him to the 5th round. Till when Cleveland, now Cleveland could have took somebody else. They passed him up all that other time. They could have took somebody else. Left him for somebody else. No, see, that's that bullshit. We know what racism looked like.
No,
that was that good old fashioned buck breaking, and because people watch the NFL, black folk watch the NFL. They got their favorite team. Ain't nobody gonna say shit about it.
Ron, when you said
the first thing came to my mind.
Ron, let me clear this up to you.
First thing came to my mind was
when you said that I don't talk in hypotheticals, Deion Sanders talking bad about organizations and how they run their programs, that is not a hypothetical. It's on film, it's on tape. There's showings of him talking bad about organizations.
He don't talk bad about organizations, but they can't see the fucking future.
But wait a minute, he did.
They can't say I said he.
But that's what he did. His son was 5 years away from being. His son was.
He was in the NFL.
His son was 5 years away from being.
Have shit to do with.
His son was 5 years away from being drafted.
I'm a root for the Bengals. I don't know how much I'm gonna watch them. I don't know how much I'm gonna watch them.
But wait a minute.
I just might watch the Bengals and Cleveland, and that's it.
Now
that's it. I know I ain't watching no damn Monday night or Thursday night football. They can kiss my ass.
Well, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't buy a jersey, all that other little shit. And that's just my concession. Like I said, only thing I could think about was Emmanuel and how he took that stand. And then with everybody else.
Well, why don't you just jump on the? Why don't you jump on that? Jump on that wagon.
Kissing ass.
Jump on that wagon.
What we watched a modern day book breaking, and everybody's sitting there like it ain't them motherfuckers. Fuck the motherfuckers. Fuck all the motherfuckers. Fuck all the motherfuckers.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't watch the Bengals. If I was you, I wouldn't. If I was you, I wouldn't watch the Bengals. If you can't protest the bus rides and get on and ride the bus only on Sunday.
I can do exactly what the fuck I want to do.
But you can't boycott the bus all week and then ride it on Sunday. You can't do that.
I can do exactly what the fuck I want to do.
You can't boycott. You can't boycott the. Wait a minute, hold on. You can't boycott. You cannot boycott something. And
I wouldn't say boycott.
You just said I ain't gonna watch the NFL.
I said no, yes.
Emmanuel don't watch on one day. He don't watch Monday Night Football and pass on all the other stuff. He just don't watch.
Emmanuel, nigga, I'm dealing with myself.
But you brought Emmanuel up. You brought him up.
I brought my Emmanuel up. Hey, look at.
You brought him
I'm
to
dealing with myself.
Hey man, I ain't gonna be too many more niggas. All right, I ain't gonna be. Well, deal with yourself. But look, bro, you can't boycott something part-time. That's just oxymoron. That don't make sense, brother.
Man, or buy.
Listen to him.
Buy.
You right. Buy. Now I know some of y'all gonna dick ride this shit, and it's cool. I don't care. But you can't boycott part-time. That's not a boycott. That's just being part of some shit just because. How you gonna sometime be a vegetarian? You can't sometime I'm gonna eat meat. I'm a vegetarian because I don't eat it on Wednesdays. I'm a vegetarian on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm gonna boycott the NFL. I'm gonna watch the Monday nights, and I ain't gonna watch no other team, just the Bengals and the Browns. You sound crazy. I gotta go. Good afternoon. This is my last call. Good afternoon, callers. This is Wyatt. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's up, Wyatt?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. That was my watch going off. Go ahead, caller. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Wyatt?
Oh, hey, what's up, twin? What's happening? Oh, boy, it's been a long day.
Man, I'm supposed to take a nap, and I was about to take a nap because I thought of somebody else, and Ron came. I said, yeah. This right here gonna keep me up. Man, I'm dead laughing on this couch, man. Damn, the fell out. Man, you gotta love Ron. Man. You gotta love.
I ain't never had no problems with Ron.
Nah, this is like a Emmanuel 2.0 show, man. I thought it was all right for a minute.
I mean, I know how passionate Ron is about things.
Yeah, I know.
And he don't really he don't mean
I had to
harm.
look at my phone in the channel like this why not Emmanuel show?
Yeah.
And then I forget, Ron don't have no filter. He gonna say what he say. So me and his wife is way on Lincoln. Hey, shit, he'll crash out too.
That's okay. It's all gravy.
Well, no, it's all love though, cause I like Ron. I'm mad at the dad thing. We chop it up, and then he cool in person, man. It just things.
No, I think what Ron does is he says things out of passion. And when he called me the N-word, I just be messing with him, bro. He ain't the first nor gonna be the last to ever call me the N and all that. I just be messing with him because I know it's slowing down a little bit.
No, if he say something wrong, but I can say if you speak to him, personally, whatever, one-on-one, face-to-face or whatever, if he feel like you said he did wrong, he said he wants you to correct him on it. No, I can't say that.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
I
I
get it.
talked to him and he'd be like, "What did I say?" I was like, "Well, Ron, you such and so." Oh, my bad. He'll want
Well,
you.
it's like it's
he'll
almost
make-
like the only reason why I was like, look, just because I disagree with you and I have a different point of view, and then I'm gonna give you this. You can have it after I say this. I just want everybody to understand that. See, Ron just said, but you can't pass that BS, that bull F off on me. I'm not trying to pass no bullshit off on you, Ron. I'm not trying to convince you to think like me. I have a different point of view. I'm not the only one that thinks this way about that draft situation. You have a lot of different things that you got to find out that are facts to make your point valid. Me, I'm just looking at the fact that he landed somewhere. Other people took the same position that he was trying to get that looked just like him. There's other things that play a factor. I'm telling you that Deion Sanders, one of my favorite people in the NFL, favorite athletes of all time, for me, is my guy. I'm the same dude that defended him right here on this show. I don't know if y'all remember that. I just believe that he has something to do with his son being pushed back in the draft. I believe that teams don't want to deal with Deion, not so much Shador. And I think that there's a reason. You can't say, look, you can't say that Deion Sanders can't be a problem. He's been a problem. He's outspoken. And when people say, well, you can't let him, you can't hold him back for what he wants to say. Yeah, you're right. You can't. But who wants to be in the position where your organization can collapse because you're dealing with a LeVar Ball on steroid type of a father? That's why LeVar Ball, can you imagine? For y'all that don't know who LeVar Ball is, he's a father who put three sons in the NBA. He's been kicked out of arenas. He's been kicked out of the team practices. He's been kicked out because he's trying to run shit where his son is, where he's been coaching him all this time. And LeVar Ball has nowhere near the plug or influence that Deion Sanders does. Can you imagine Cleveland Browns kicking Deion Sanders out of a meeting or out of a building, or telling him he can't come to the stadium because for whatever reason, because he's disruptive to the team, the organization? Could you imagine that? No, they can't do that to Deion. Organizations know they can't do that to Deion. And that would be a bad look on the organization. So what they're doing is they don't even want to deal with it. Like, oh, no, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to deal with it. And that's what's hurting his son. It's not Shador. It's not him. Travis Hunter didn't have that problem. The Horn kid didn't have that problem. But he ain't never said the things about those kids that he said about his own son. He set the precedent where teams don't want to deal with him. That's what happened. And some of y'all don't want to face the fact that Deion Sanders really hurt his son. He hurt that. He hurt his position in the draft.
He did hurt his son. Like you said, he did a Lamar Ball. And all three of them, they can play in college and everything else, high school. And only one Cole is the young boy, Mello. Not Mello, whatever his name.
Shiloh.
The one.
Oh, you talking about the ball kids.
Yeah. That's the only one. He the only one play for the Hornets. He don't want only one Cole, because the other one, he's a rapper, and Lonzo Ball, he pump faking like he.
But I gotta get, but twin, let's be honest. The brother got his sons in the NBA. He did his job. What? The brother got his sons in the NBA. See what he did? He went all into social
when you
media.
Start running your mouth and stuff and talking too much, this the results you get. It's called shut the fuck up. That's what it's called.
Well, some of these organizations don't like the disruption.
They don't like that toxic. Like you say, you're not gonna bring that old yin yang and sexy red and all them to my sideline like that. This ain't that. This a place of business. No white folks ain't having that. Y'all can have that in the summertime at the family union cookout. But this right here, we run this, nigga. Y'all don't run this. We own y'all. Shut up and dribble or throw that ball.
Well,
keep doing that.
We also have
ain't no well bucks about it. And you and CK and them one that they on you.
I'm talking.
Yeah, they put you in there. You should have been through that black towel in. Because let me tell you something, player. Let me tell you something, Wyatt. Between 2010 and 2015, when Deion was in that Jackson State coaching at Jackson State. He been doing Pee Wee League all that since they was a shorty. I agree with you on that one. When he was at Jackson State, Wyatt, he was throwing he was funning around with the question, whatever. They threw him like, hey, since at this one, as a matter of fact, it was a couple of years ago when they started taking their chains and flossing and all that. He said, do you ever consider going to be a coach in the NFL one day and getting your son? He said, yeah, I might do that. I might, if I get to the Falcons as a head coach, yeah, I'll bring my son with. That's what he said. Why? So CK was right about that. I don't know
because
if
he was asked if he would ever be
it.
a coach in the NFL does not mean that you've applied for an NFL coaching job.
That don't mean you apply, but hey, you saying, hey, if I get opportunity, he's saying if I get opportunity, hell yeah. I'm bringing my son with me too to the Falcons. He did say that out of his mouth. He did say that at the Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl, whatever they be having that little pre-Super Bowl interviews and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, that was true. And then Dion know what's going on. That he know what's going on behind that curtain. That black room, like he said, he called the black room. He know what's going on. That's why he was on camera off. Who? Not my son, because he know I'm daddy still. He been in the game.
I think what he was
Why would I see
about,
you out there and you know damn well the streets hiding my name, run this? Why would I send you out there on a dummy mission, son?
Right.
I've been there and all that.
Here's what
30 years. Why would I?
What I'm saying to you is this. You're right about that. Ron is right about it to a certain extent. What I'm saying to you is there's a way that you're supposed to go about certain things. You can't go hard on organizations about, and look, Dion has problems with these particular organizations because he don't like how they move in certain positions. And his son happened to be in one of those positions, which is the quarterback. This kid has said some things that you can tell that it came from his dad. He might not have done it on purpose, but you can hear the mirroring in his points that he's making. Deion Sanders made these points before his son was even entered into the draft. He's been saying these things for years. He don't have a problem with the NFL. He has a problem with certain organizations in the NFL. Organizations like the Cleveland Browns who don't do their quarterbacks right. So I wouldn't want my son to go there either. Okay, because I've seen failure after failure at the quarterback spot in Cleveland. That's what he's referencing to. That's what he's talking about. But you got to be careful. If I'm going to interview at Procter & Gamble or any major company, you still can't be up on social media talking about I would take this job if they offer it to me, but I know P&G ain't shit, but I'm going to take this job anyway, because you can't be putting that shit on social media. That ain't got nothing to do with what color you are. It's how disruptive are you going to be when you get the P&G based on some of the things that you put out there to the public.
Right. You just can't be broadcasting like that. That's why I say you should have just man, when you had class and all that, and you got a Hall of Fame jacket and all that. But son, I gotta this is my thing. You successful now. I'm trying to put you on. Why would I knock you off your hustle game when you trying to make it, man? See, let
me give you a perfect example. Hold on, let me give you a perfect example. Yesterday, what was that? Carolyn said, "Okay, Wyatt, maybe I missed it. What should have Dion done? Maybe what you have Dion do? Okay, let me tell you. I would have probably done the same thing that Deion Sanders has done with his son Shiloh. I'm gonna give you all the time you need. Okay, twin. Let me just make this point. Shiloh. The reports are Shiloh fired his dad. Shiloh didn't fire his dad. Deion Sanders understands what's going on. Deion Sanders understands I got to put my son Shiloh, who didn't get drafted, in a better position. So let me go ahead and let Drew Rosenberg take on my son's career. I'm going to step out of the way and put him with the people who have the connections to be able to get my son in a position where he can succeed. It's no different than what he was doing with his son, Shador, but he handling it totally different. He's being more diplomatic about how he's doing it. See, Deion Sanders, believe it or not, let me just say this to you. As much as I have defended him and I'm on his side about a whole lot of things, his ego got in the way. All right. He was all about the oohs and the ahs and all that stuff. He wasn't being really, he had no diplomacy in what he was talking about when he was saying things. He didn't see what he was doing was wrong. All right. And what I mean by that is he didn't do the same thing with Shiloh. Shiloh ended up signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, and I mean, this is a free agency camp signing. Okay, and you got to understand, he had to go somewhere to be able to have his son be in a better position. So he went to Drew Rosenberg, who could get him signed to a team, an organization where he stands a chance of making that roster. And Deion Sanders should have been able to do that with a lot of other situations with his son Shador. But what he did was he went out and badmouthed organizations. It's no different than if it was any other job, if it was anything else. I don't see why people don't understand this is a job. We looking at it from the outside as an entertainment and all that. But to the NFL, where there's hundreds of millions of dollars accumulating, and they don't want certain things there because it can mess up a whole locker room full of millionaires. It could mess up a whole GM's position and all of that. That's what it's all about. They don't want the turmoil. And when y'all start talking that, but he got too much confidence, I didn't see a brother in the first round that didn't have swag. I didn't see a dude in the draft. Y'all are really hurting my feelings when you say shit like these other little brothers or other little guys that got drafted are just yes men, or just they gonna do whatever master say. No, these are confident guys that have put the work in, and they strong and confident at what they do. And here's the other thing. Y'all, I don't know why y'all think that Shador said, I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be good. But you can't say anything other than he had a year or two good at Colorado to say that he's a top 10 pick. Y'all don't even know the scouts that put that shit out there. Half of you don't even watch the game. Y'all just riding on the story and the narrative. But there's been people that said that he could drop to the 4th or the 5th round before the draft even started. Nobody's algorithms are going there, are they? Y'all just going by the people who told you he's supposed to be a top 10 pick. Well, there was only 2 quarterbacks needed in the first 10 picks. And one of the teams traded their spot. And that team took Travis Hunter. That's all I'm saying. Go to the 2nd round. Who needed a quarterback in the 2nd round? The draft is all about the team is going to take what they need to complete their team. Or is anybody mad at the Bengals for not taking Shador Sanders? Twin, are you mad that Chicago didn't take Shador Sanders?
We already already stacked the deck.
And why would we take him as a Cincinnati Bengal? Why would we take him? Why would Philadelphia take him?
I think he should have went to Pittsburgh.
If that was going to be a spot, if anybody should have took him, I don't even think it's a good spot for him in Cleveland. I don't agree with that. All right, because I think that Cleveland is a bad house for quarterbacks. That's why Deion said what he said 4 years ago.
And that's why the owners made a statement by picking him 5th. That's why they made a statement. Hey, you don't run this. Just shut up.
Okay.
We run this.
Okay.
That's all. Just shut your mouth. We run this. We go show you, nigga. We go show you. And that's what they did. They made a statement on it. And there was people, put in the work, like you said. But, as long as he got drafted, man, we make this just like Trump. Trump knew it was bogus. Trump spoke about it. Hey, what the hell wrong with y'all? Y'all stupid if y'all don't pick him.
Trump don't know shit about football.
Man, he don't know, but he made a statement about it.
You let the same people that don't let Trump talk, that don't like Trump and talk bad about Trump, now all of a sudden he didn't say something powerful and he don't know shit about football. Them the same people that talking about this the man that filed bankruptcy. Well, it's the same man that collapsed the whole USFL team too. He owned the USFL team and they went under. He signed a deal where he owed a guy $80 million and had to pay him $8 million for the rest of his life. So please stop it. Y'all, please know what you know.
He said he backed him up too. Why you can't respect? He backed him up. Saying why it's stupid if y'all don't pick them.
Okay.
Just like people don't agree with you when you say stuff.
No, I'm just saying. Twin, slow down, bro. All I'm saying to you is people that don't even like Trump, all of a sudden gonna come out here and try to say, "Well, Trump said." Well, wait a minute, Trump say a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He say a lot of stuff.
He put it on X when he said it though.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm just saying.
I thought I sent it to you, but he put it on. He put it out there. Y'all stupid if y'all don't pick him or whatever.
Who was he talking to? What team was he talking to? I'm curious.
He was just referring to.
He was probably talking about the U.S. Generals, the USFL team that he had.
He wasn't talking about that. Man, gone. He wasn't no USFL. Then he was talking about. He was talking
I'm
about the
just saying,
NFL.
what do he know about football? That's all
Let
I
the
was
man
saying.
go to the game.
He go to the games. I go to the game. I can't coach the Bengals.
Hey, he might know about a 5-yard penalty or something.
I hear you.
Push.
What else you
and
got,
all.
twin? What else you got, man?
What else on the menu and stuff? You taking your frustration out on me and the people in the and all that because you got down, man. They put you down on the count. Now throw in that damn towel and catch your flight, man, because you on monkey doodle today.
I threw the towel in. I'm done. Y'all got me.
Yeah, I know you done. They been had you against the rope. And they double team. You're surprised it ain't on World Star.
I'm from John Street, player. It's gonna take a lot to get me down.
No, man, you done turn red like a motherfucker, man.
Hey, man, I turn red when I sneeze. That don't mean somebody. I turn red when I sneeze. So
man,
it don't
quit being
matter.
in denial, man. Just admit they got out on you today, man. Just admit it, man. Just admit it.
Hey, I know what I know, and you know, I'm not here trying to convince anybody. I just gave my opinion. It is what it is.
Now you go call Emmanuel, huh? I know.
No, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go. I really gotta go. But what else on your mind, man? I really gotta go.
I thought you was gonna talk about the TDJ thing.
I was, but y'all held me all hostage on the Shador Sanders stuff. Ron came in here hollering and screaming and calling me names.
I'm gonna hang up, man.
I don't have time to talk about it,
man.
Okay. I'll have to bring it back maybe on Friday. Now, twin, we're not here tomorrow because I take my daughter to the airport, and we're supposed to be out here trying to doing some things. Today my daughter's birthday, so I'm really running late.
Happy birthday. That's little Ram, right?
No, it's my daughter Trinity. I have two girls, and my oldest is 24 and my youngest just turned 20 years old today. So
okay. Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah.
Now you be safe, man.
All right, brother, that's it.
I hope you come back Friday with somebody, icy hot or something. You down for the count, fam.
Well, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I said what I said. I I just see things a little bit different in this particular case.
You keep saying, You heard. I know you and your feces. You heard. Just admit it, man.
Hey, bro, listen, man. It don't hurt me to disagree with somebody and they don't see things the way I see
man.
it.
I gotta hype this up, man.
All right, brother. All right, man. Appreciate you touching in.
All
right, man. Thanks for engaging. That was Twin. You notice he ain't say nothing about them Bears. Why didn't y'all draft him? Wouldn't have made much sense now, would it? But I do question why the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't draft Shador. You know what I'm saying? I do question that. I think if anybody could deal with Deion Sanders, if you're looking at it if you're looking at it the way I see it, I believe that if anybody could have probably dealt with Deion Sanders, like if some shit was going south, if Shador wasn't having a good year, maybe he was not a starter, I think Mike Tomlinson probably would have had a better opportunity to deal with Deion. From a perspective of, wait a minute, bro, I'm successful at what I do. Mike Tomlinson been in the league a while. He's a proven guy. But I think Mike Tomlinson, if I could speak about the Steelers for a hot second, I think that Mike Tomlinson is in a position where he has to win right now because he hasn't had a good track record in the last few years. You see what I'm saying? He hasn't really been able to, say, hey, I'm the shit. Where, Steelers, they've been powerful for decades. And it's been slow for him here lately. It's been slow for him a little bit. So I think Mike Tomlinson and the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a position. I think that's why they holding off trying to get what's his name? What's the dude's name? What's his name? Aaron Rodgers. I think they're in a position where they trying to win now. So they trying to piece it together. I don't think Shador Sanders is going to come in. I don't care where he was drafted, what position he was taken. I don't think Cam Ward is going to turn. Cam Ward is the number one pick, the brother that won the first spot. I don't think that Cam Ward is going to come in and just change the Tennessee Titans. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a process. And I think you have to build around this young man. And I don't think Steelers had that type of time. They ain't on that time. Now, Tennessee is on that time because Tennessee is in position. They're building a new stadium. So with that stadium being built, they're building the business, and now you come in with your future. You come in with your future. See what I'm saying? So I like it for Cam Ward, the young brother that got picked up out of Miami. I like that. I like the fact that, you know, they're going to build around him and give him some time, and that organization will be fine, I believe. Tennessee is a nice organization. It's a nice area. It's actually in Nashville. And when I used to go see my daughter during school, we would go during sometime during the football season, we would go to like a Vanderbilt game on a Saturday. And then we would also do a Tennessee Titan game. One time Tennessee Titans played the Miami Dolphins in Nashville. And that was a hot weekend because Vanderbilt played Tennessee and the Miami Dolphins came in town and played the Tennessee Titans. And it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend. So that being said, man, I think that you have to consider when you're taking a quarterback, you have to consider, how is this person going to help me now? Or are we building for now, or are we building for the future? And just like you only got 32 teams. So out of the 32 teams, how many of the 32 teams actually needed a quarterback? You got to look at that. Because number one, if the Bengals would have took Shedeur Sanders, that wouldn't have been good for him. You really think they're going to bring that kid in and he going to outdo a $200 million dude, even if he's a better player? The Bengals, Mike Brown, you think he going to let $200 million sit on the bench? It ain't going to happen. He would have been out there. Shedeur wouldn't have got any playing time. And I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, that's where the Deion Sanders would have kicked in the most. He would have went on social media. If the Bengals wasn't doing well, he would have said, well, why aren't we using Shedeur? Shedeur could run out and sprint and get those guys, Jamar Chase and all. He's going to be coaching through social media. I would. I ain't going to lie. I would. Look, I don't know how many of y'all got kids in sports, but one of the problems, look, my daughter been in basketball. She's been in all type of organized sports when it come down to like cheer, all of it. Let me just say this. One of the problems that these little league organizations have, it ain't the kids. The kids aren't really the problem. It's the parents. And it don't change when they get in junior high and high school. The problem with the kids, the problem that the coaches and the organizations have is always with the parents. The parents always got something to say about how the coaching doing what they doing, and they making it difficult for the coaches to do their job. Go ask any coach that's ever had problems at the schools. They always have problems with the parents. The kids are the kids. You can control how the kids do what they do, their assignments, but these parents overstep their bounds a lot. College, it slows down because college coaches tell them kids out the gate. College players, mama, daddy, I'm going to send you your tickets. Y'all be up in row such and such. You can come down to the front line and take a picture. Parents can't go to practices. They're not they can't go to team events. They can't do any of that stuff. They keep parents out of it, and they establish that right out the gate. Colleges do that. They establish, hey, ain't gonna be no parent participation in this. We got moments for that. Deion Sanders is not a regular parent. Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders. You'll see, while y'all jumping on my ass right now, you'll thank me later. You won't, because no matter what I say right now that might be real and good now, you ain't gonna never acknowledge what I told you to be true. Watch what happens this year. Now, I'm really fighting for Shedeur. I hope he make the team, one, and I hope he wins the starting position. But he got a lot of work to do. He got to beat out $200 million dude, Deshaun Watson, which he could probably do that. I don't know. Deshaun ain't all that good. Y'all ready to get mad at me for that? Deshaun Watson was highly ranked. He was all this. He was all that. He was in Houston and did this and he did that. And now he's not really that great. That's a hard position to be great at. And you already calling yourself legendary? Come on, man. Y'all got to keep shit 100. And here go the thing. If shit don't turn out to be legendary, you think Deion Sanders gonna say, well, my son ain't all that good. No, he gonna say my son was better when I had him. See, if he was doing what I taught him, and if he was doing, and then it turns, it's now years ago, son was even predicted to be a certain pick. I wouldn't let my son go there. These organizations. He wasn't talking about the New England Patriots. He wasn't talking about I bet the Bengals was on his list of not to go be a quarterback on. I bet you that was in his mind. Because until Joe Burrow got to Cincinnati, Cincinnati was not the destination for a quarterback to come to. Yeah, if you just want to maintain, if you just want to be an average quarterback, moving the ball, handing the ball. But if you want to be great, you didn't go to Cincinnati to be great. You went there because you was drafted there and you took your better years somewhere else. But Deion Sanders is that problem that every parent has been for the leagues that their kids have been in. But Deion Sanders has enough pull to still be that problem in the NFL. Just like he was a problem in college, but he happened to be the coach. Peace and love. See y'all Friday. Same place, same time.
You could thank me now. Go ahead. Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead, it's okay, you could thank me now. Yeah. Well, alright. Here I go. Mahalo from the hardest act to follow. Lately I've been drinking like there's a message in a bottle. Aloha's to women with no ties, to men that I know well. That way there are no lies. You could thank me now for all the info I give to you niggas. I'm on the brink of influential. I'm here for you niggas. I guess a hit doesn't add up to a career for you niggas. I must have been hard to watch. What a year for you niggas. It's December 31st and we in Miami just meditating. You got your resolutions, we just got reservations. Living out a dream, it feels like I stayed up and we just wanna party. Pat Ron straight up, fuck that old shit. I'm on new things, OVO click, Red Wing boot gang. Yeah, we want it all, half was never the agreement. Who'd have thought the route we chosen would ever end up this scenic? I could relate to kids going straight to the league when they recognize that you got what it takes to succeed. And that's around the time that your idols become your rivals. You make friends with Mike, but gotta AI him for your survival. Damn, I swear sports and music are so synonymous. Cause we wanna be them, and they wanna be us. Yeah. So on behalf of the demanded and the entertainment that you take for granted, you could thank me now. And oh my goodness, you're welcome, you're welcome. At this point, me is who I'm trying to save myself from. Rappers hit me up and I never know what to tell them, cause they think that I can help them get back to where they fell from. But drink up, cause everyone here is good tonight. Except the niggas that I came with, they good for life. Yeah, that's how you know it's going down. In case another chance never comes around, you could thank me now. Go ahead. Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead, it's okay, you could thank me now. Shallow nigga, but deep enough to have gone swimming. I think I'm spending all my time with the wrong women. I think I have a chance of love, but knowing me, I miss it. Cause me dedicating my time, this isn't realistic. Man, the good girls went silent on me. They got a boyfriend, or left for college on me. And all the bad ones, I used to hear the friends now. That make me wish I had a little less mileage on me. But do I ever come up in discussion over double pump lattes and low-fat muffins? Do I? Or is missing what we had out of the question? I'm probably just the reason that you learned your lesson. I got flows for the Marilyn Monroes who was there before it all. I guess that's how it goes. They hear about your cons, but focus on your pros and love you for who you are from the bottom of their soul. But those same ones from your area will grow into women that are ready to get married at hello because of what they allow. Where are they all now? I know there's someone watching, so I'm trying to make them proud. Searching for the meaning, you'll find it next to me. They tell me I'm the hottest, guess we finally get to see. I'm feeling like Nas, who am I to disagree? They say the doors are open up soon as you find the missing key. That's probably why I'm in this bitch shining. Jump up in the sky and put the stars into alignment. I rep the ATF in case you need to be reminded. And the bandwagon's full, but you can try and run behind it. I'm sorry, poolside drinking, margarita rounds. Shout out to my city though, I hardly be in town. I'm the black sheep, but Chris Farley wears the crown. And I know life is just a game in which the cards are facing down. I'm in the world where things are taken, never given. How long they choose to love you will never be your decision. And I'm aware that this could be the last time you listen. So while I'm still here in this position, you could thank me now. Go ahead. Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead, it's okay, you could thank me now. It's okay.